Greetings, Crawford Ashley here, and I'm going to talk about one of the videos I put up. It was called Not Wanted, and it seems to have upset a couple of people, two people in particular, Shaun and Darren Pierce. Why has it pissed you off? Shaun's asked me, on there under the comments, read them, to explain what I've done for Bermintoffs. I've done fuck all for Bermintoffs, and I'll tell you the reason why. On your YouTube channel, please, what I've done for Bermintoffs. Shaun, I've done fuck all for Bermintoffs, and I aren't taking any of the comments down, because like I say, I live in my truth. I've always been truthful, and I always will be truthful. It's easier. So Shaun, what have I done for Bermintoffs? Fuck all. And I wouldn't do a thing for Bermintoffs, because Bermintoffs is no longer a boxing club. It hasn't been for a while. You know, for me, Bermintoffs was a family, because before that it was Burton's. I was at the birth of Bermintoffs, so to speak. You know, because it was Burton's first, with Tommy Bergen and Dave Buck. Then Brian came down, Brian Rose, and then Tony Foster came. And Brian and Tony Foster was learning off of Tommy Bergen and Dave Buck. And when them two died, Brian took it over. And like, Brian took me under like I was one of his sons. I used to go to their house and stay over with Gary and Tony and that. We were kids, and I was one of Brian's kids. Then as I got into teenagers, I started getting into trouble. I started going less and less to the gym and getting into more and more trouble. But when I wanted to turn my life around, I came back to the gym. I was welcomed with open arms. You know, and John Durkin asked me, have I thought about going pro? I went pro, which was absolutely brilliant. The night I won the Lonsdale belt, I think Brian was there. But I know on Monday I went down to Bermintoffs to take the belt, the prize, to show, to give inspiration that I came from this gym. I trained here. And when I was boxing pro, I used to come down there and train when I was in Leeds. And then I retired from boxing, and I was going through a bit of a bad patch. And I brought my son down for, I think it was 7 or 8. And I walked into the gym and the vibe had changed. You know, Brian wasn't there, Tony Foster wasn't there. There was Phil, there were you, there were Gary, there was a few others. And the vibe of the place had a different vibe. It wasn't family anymore. So I left. Didn't bring Theo back, because Theo told his mum he didn't like it. Wow. Because he could feel the vibe as well. So then after a few things, I was in a real bad place, and again, Bermintoffs. Walked in a Bermintoffs, flipping hell, I wish I never, man. The vibe, you didn't want me. Yeah, I could feel it. And now, Shaun, it's been proven. Because you think I'm disgusting. That's fine, man, I don't have a problem with that. It just validates what I felt at the time. So roll on a few years, you're having a 25th celebration, but you haven't invited any of the original ones who basically came through there, who came from Compton Rockies to Bermintoffs. Was any of them invited? No, I don't think there were. I was just an afterthought. You know, the guy who was in charge had booked a great fighter, world champion, everything. Why? Because to make him look good. It was nothing to do for Bermintoffs, it was to make him look good. You could have had the originals who went when they first opened. Why didn't you invite them? David Patterson, Gary Grayson, OG, William James, Leroy McLeish, Lee Murter. Yeah, why didn't you invite them? I don't know if Carl Johansson was there, but I don't think you'd have invited him either. So, when you to ask me what have I done for it, nothing. And I wouldn't, because it's not my family anymore. And that's down to you. That's down to how you are. And having a person who's a freaking narcissist in charge, make him look better. My dinner and expenses, I won't get enough fucking expenses, Shaun. Just my dinner. Just my dinner. Darren, I know you're not a charity. So you give a guy who's got money, more money, and a guy who's got no money, fuck all. I know that's not a charity. You know, it's not even a family. And when you actually realise, Shaun, what you're saying you don't know fuck all about. The Xboxers, I was pissed off because they didn't invite me for a dinner. What? You can't win either way. You get invited for a dinner and you don't want to go, and you get invited and you don't get invited for a dinner and it pisses you off. Wow. Like I said, you don't get it, do you? It's the afterthought. I was down at the Xboxers and Vince was talking to me, telling me what a great boxer I was. What I've done for Leeds and how great it is for Leeds. And how I should be celebrated a lot more. Then he puts on a show at the Irish Centre and invites John Conte. Wow, I didn't get invited. But yet, 3 or 4 weeks before, I'm being told all this, lied to my face. You know what I mean? Pissing on my back and telling me it's raining. You see, the thing is, I can understand lies and I can see them straight away. You know, you want to make yourselves look good. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. But when somebody pulls you up on certain things and you don't fucking like it, that's fine. You know what I mean? What can I say? You've said I'm going to take all this down. No, I'm not going to take any of it down, Shaun. You know, this is between what you think and what I know. And like that comment you put that you trained Bob Ajizayev and he got all my titles. You know what I mean? I want to say congratulations to yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. I didn't know you found him on the streets and trained him from now. I thought he was trained in Sheffield. But then again, you know what I mean? We like to take credit for things we haven't done, don't we? A lot of us. Anyway, I was told I don't need to explain it, and I don't need to explain myself to anybody. But I fancied explaining to you because I need you to look in the mirror and take a good look at yourself and the people who run Bermintoffs, because you've turned it from a family, from a club, from a safe haven into what? Into what? I find it with a lot of trainers in the amateur game. That's why I don't want Theo to go down the amateur route. It's full of narcissists and sycophants. I like them words. Now I know what they mean. They're fucking brilliant. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm off to the gym. I'm off to a boxing club now. Yeah, a real boxing club. Bethlehem Boxing Club.